Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today's video is by request, and I've actually been meaning to do this for a while because I do seem to get this question a lot, especially from a lot of my clients and customers. And we're going to talk a little bit about anointing oils, also known as conditioning oils or hoodoo oils, magical oils. They go by many different names, but a lot of people tend to always seem to ask what's the best way to use them and how to know if you're getting, one that's really suitable. If you're getting a good quality one, I guess, so to speak. All of us that have been into a metaphysical store, an occult store, or a botanica has walked in and we see an array of oils, and they're all labeled for different purposes, different intentions. You may see some that say money drawing, jinx removing, love oil, or come to me, road opener. These are very common ones that most people tend to purchase. And from these stores, they are usually from pretty large companies. So, if you go to 3 or 4 different stores in your area, you may find that they all tend to carry the same brand. And they are usually fairly inexpensive. So they're just a couple dollars. So of course one would say, well, great, I have this condition that I'm trying to fix, and I can run into the store and pick up a oil for, I'm just going to use money drawing as an example, and for a couple of bucks, and we'll try it out and use it and see what happens. So, and I just want to say before we go any further, this video is no way, shape, or form intended to discourage someone from using anything that they find at a botanica, or any type of particular product that comes from a large company. I'm definitely not putting down any companies for what they make, but I just want to give you guys some pointers and some things to look for when you're out shopping, so that you do end up purchasing the best possible quality of product to help with give you the results that you're looking for. Okay, so like I was saying, so when you go in and you pick up your oils and you maybe buy some candles or something like that, depending on what you're working on or working with, you take it home and you're like, well, okay, now what do I do with it? I get this question a lot from my clients that purchase my oil from my website is, well, how am I supposed to use it? And with conditioning oils, there are multiple ways to use them, but what is more important than the ways of using them is the ingredients itself. And of course, you want to make sure that the ingredients that are in these oils are aligned with whatever it is you're trying to manifest or remove or fix, so to speak, okay? This is actually why they call them conditioning oils, because there is something going on that it's a condition going on that you're trying to work on or change or bring in or release or whatever it is, okay? So with the oils, there are a couple of very large companies here in the US, and they supply many stores throughout the country, and they are mass-produced oils. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that mass produce is, not good or bad. If you've used them and you're finding that you're getting results from them, by all means, magic and manifesting is really about the intention and the energy that goes into the work. So a lot of it has to do with the energy that you focus. So if you find that, hey, I've used this oil and I'm getting the results that I want, wonderful, more power to you. However, if you were to maybe use a different type of oil, could you perhaps get the results faster or a little bit stronger or have them last longer? And that's what we're going to get into, okay? Now, when I've done my research and really just even looking at the ingredients on the bottle, you'll pick them up and you'll notice that they'll say whatever their purpose is, and most of the time they will have their ingredients listed. and it'll say something like oil, just oil. You don't really know, like, is it essential oil? Is it what type of oil? Grapeseed oil or rose oil or like what? It's just oil. Sometimes it's a mineral oil, which is a carrier oil. And then it'll probably say something like fragrance. And if you're getting an oil that is for a condition and not, if you didn't walk in with the intentions on, oh, I'm going to buy rose or lavender, then it just says fragrance, but you don't really know what fragrance it is. And then it'll say color number 40 or yellow number 40 or something like that. Now, that's synthetics. The dye and the fragrance are usually not from a natural source. Otherwise, it would be listed specifically on the bottle. Now, if you were to compare it to a essential oil or something like that, it would say on there 100% pure or organic essentials or something like that. So basically, you've got this bottle of oil with dye, whatever number it is, fragrance that doesn't tell you what the fragrance is, and some type of oil in it that you don't really know what the carrier oil is. And it has a label that says this is for bringing in luck, fast luck or something. Now, the issue is when you go to anoint your candles, or you go to anoint your body, or you go to work with these oils, you are using them, you're buying them for their properties. That's the whole point of purchasing them, is for them to aid you in whatever it is you're trying to do. So the ingredients in there should coincide with whatever it is that you need. And if it's dye, synthetic dye, well, I don't really see how that would have any real benefit of any magic, any chi, any ashe. If you are using something with some just oil and just color and just fragrance, how do you know that it's carrying the properties of what it is that you need? Oftentimes these won't come with any herbs in them either, and a lot of essential oils are made from herbs and spices and things that are known to carry the frequency and the vibration aligned with certain things. Okay, so for example, and I'll show you guys here, I have a bottle here. This is my money drawing oil that I make, okay? And I don't know if you guys can see it. The lighting here isn't that great, but I'm gonna try to show it to you. Now, inside this bottle, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but inside this bottle are herbs. Inside this bottle is actual shredded money that I talk about and I work with a lot from the Federal Reserve Bank, and pure essential oils, okay? Now, everything that I have blended and put in here is specifically known for prosperity, for money drawing. Every single ingredient is aligned with bringing in good luck and money, specifically money. So when you get something like this, I'd have to say, if I was looking for something for money drawing, I would love to have something with actual money in it. What better way to tap into that energy of bringing it to you? Also, we all know that signs and symbols vibrate energy as well and can help in attracting or removing. So there's little dollar signs. You can't see them because of the lighting, but there's little dollar signs that I put in here symbolically, using those symbols and their own vibrating energy to sprucing up and kind of power up this oil. Okay, so when you get it, you're getting not only the oils that are associated with money drawing, but the herbs that are associated with money drawing, and there's actual money in it. So it's all charged up and ready to go. Okay. I saw a post recently in my Facebook group, Let's Talk Magic, from she's a newbie, I would say. She's only been practicing for a couple of months, and that's okay. But her post said that all you have to do is go to the Botanica and buy 3 oils and throw your herbs in there, shake them up, and there's your money oil. Now, there's maybe a partial truth in that. Yes, adding your herbs to your oils does help intensify and give it the properties that it needs to work for you. However, Adding herbs to a bottle with synthetic ingredients is counterproductive. The herbs does not change the properties of the ingredients, so essentially you're still adding artificial ingredients to your working, okay? Not only that, a lot of oils need a resting period and need a charging period. It's not that simple where you just throw some herbs in there and shake it up and boom. The herbs haven't even had a minute to incubate to give off their vibration. So that's not going to be a very strong bottle of oil, okay? Some things require sitting for an entire moon cycle, a whole 28 days. Some things are supposed to sit out over a full moon or a new moon or even in the sun and be charged. And that's something that you should know when you're making your oils and you're using certain ingredients, like, do I need to let this charge for a couple of days, or is it okay to go ahead and immediately use, and will it still be just as effective? With the money oil that I make mine every new and full moon. And it isn't just, put together, but each herb that I use is blessed on my altar individually, one by one. Every ingredient that I use is blessed during a prosperity ritual before it's even blended. So that's just one aspect of it. Then they're blended and they are set out again under the moon cycle and charged up. They're also charged under the sun as well, so it has a kind of a double whammy of energy. And it takes a few days for it to really get saturated and everything to kind of blend together. So, which is why it's a very good oil, and a lot of people are seeing a lot of results from it versus something else that they may have put together at home. Now, anyone can make their own oils. It's perfectly fine. I encourage people to make their own oils and their own recipes because your energy is going into it, so you will have results. However, it is also important to do a little bit of research and just see, are there anything that you can do to amplify it? I mean, if you're going to spend your time and your money going out to purchase something, you want it to work. You might as well get the best possible results out of it by adding whatever it needs or charging it a certain way, okay? There are many different ways to use these oils, and one of the things that I always tell my clients is when they're getting ready to sit down and anoint their body with whatever it is they're using, don't just throw it on your hands and put it on and just walk out the door and that's it. Take a minute, okay? 30 seconds. You are doing something because you're looking for a result. How important is that result to you? You're obviously using this condition oil to change something or to bring something. And if you really want it, then you've got to take a minute and kind of focus on that. So I know how it is. All of us we're always in a hurry, in a rush. You got to get the kids to school and get to work on time, and you have places to be. I totally understand. But, if 30 seconds to a minute makes a difference in how quickly whatever it is you need actually comes, then why not take it? So I always tell people, get your bottle of oil, ground yourself for a minute, take a couple of deep breaths and really, think about what it is that you're using and what the results are, and then proceed to use it. I always recommend speaking a few words of intention. Rub your hands and this magical oil, bring me luck, bring me prosperity. You need a bonus from work or some extra cash to take care of a bill, or your car broke down that you weren't expecting. So you really want to get the best results that you can, which may just require just taking a minute of just focusing on that, okay? Some of the ways to use conditioning oils or anointing oils, the primary way that most people are familiar with is on a ritual candle or a spell candle. So you would anoint your candle. You can anoint yourself, your body with it. You do want to check the properties. If you're getting something that is authentic and doesn't have any artificial ingredients, you do want to make sure you're not allergic to anything that's in the oil. You can put a couple of drops in bath water. And it all depends, like I said, it all depends on the condition. For money oil, I would anoint your cash, you know, you have a couple dollars, put your money oil on it. That way when you spend it, you're sending the energy out for it to also come back to you. A little bit on your debit card, on your hands, maybe a little bit on your feet, so that good luck and money and prosperity constantly follow you. Now, with any oil, it's not going to work sitting in your purse. It's not going to work sitting on your table or on your dresser or in the medicine cabinet or just kind of rolling around, you know. It has to be used. The reason why it's called a ritual or a spiritual practice is because that's what it is. It's a practice. You have to do it consistently, okay? You can't just use it once and expect that some magical windfall or whatever the condition is that's blocking you is just going to go away. You have to do it on a regular basis. Also, I just lost my train of thought here. You may also want to incorporate some additional tools. So working with the oil by itself, perfectly fine. A lot of people that may not live in a setting to where they can burn candles, or they may not have a bathtub to do a ritual bath or something of that nature, this is an alternative for still being able to practice your magic and do something to help yourself without people being in your business. However, maybe adding it to a candle or a gree bag, like a mojo bag, or a lucky charm, or anointing a stone that you wear and wearing it and you have a little oil on it to kind of charge it up. So you can use an oil by itself, or you can use it with something else, and you may get the results that you're looking for a little bit sooner, a little bit better, or they may even last longer, okay? So that's kind of my little brief touch on how to work with conditioning oils. I could go way further into this discussion with you guys, but I just wanted to give you an idea of really knowing how to spot if something is made from natural ingredients and if it isn't, and really just take a minute to think about what it is that you're about to spend your money on. Is this going to give you the best results possible? All right. And if you're doing something like candle magic, why wouldn't you want to use a natural source? Why wouldn't you want to use something that you know the herbs in there and the properties in there are aligned with what it is that you're trying to change, versus using something that has 3 ingredients on the bottle and you don't really know what those ingredients are. So how do you know that they're going to work? And if they're synthetic, then they don't carry any of the energy to help you. So it's probably not, the most beneficial. But again, people have used them and gotten results. I used to use them long ago, before I did my research and really understood the importance of knowing the properties and knowing how to use and how to mix the most natural substances as possible. So, and it will make a difference. It's made a huge difference in my practice. It's made a huge difference in my clients' practice when they use a product that is all natural versus a product that they may have just picked up at their local Botanica, and they've done a comparison. So do your homework, do your research. You don't have to take my word for it, but buy something from a Botanica and then research what essential oil or herb that you need for the same condition, and use them both and see which one gives you the best results. Okay, so I hope that information was helpful. I hope I've kind of clarified a little bit for you guys. If you have any questions, you can always leave them below. You can find me on my website at oneritualaway.com. I'm also on Facebook, Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads, and my Facebook group, which is Let's Talk Magic, and that's magic with the CK at the end. Thank you again so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.